Hello Virgo friends, I'm Annie Botticelli and welcome to my Virgo July 2024 Astrology Horoscope Forecast. This is for you if Virgo is your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, or any other Virgo placement you're listening for. What we're going to talk about here is part of your astrological picture. And if you're a very late degree Virgo friend, so birthdays around September 15th through the rest of the sign, or Virgo degrees like 23 degrees through the rest of the sign, I suggest you additionally listen to my Libra report, as your very late degree friends will benefit from both readings. So, wow, an extraordinary life. This is the topic that I want to talk about. There are many facets of this discussion that I want to have. This is sort of a way transcendent discussion that I want to have on this topic, but there are some mundane experiences that we need to cover to give you proper support for understanding the nature of July. Okay, so there are some basic things that if you know these things, then you can align your rhythm with the natural rhythm and have a much easier time, which is the whole point of my work. So I'm going to give you a few points to start out with about the general transits, then we'll start to tie these things specifically into the Virgo chart. We do have more sweet aspects compared to what I call salty, which is the ones where they don't get along. So that's great. We are going to have quite a few, actually at least 3 Pluto oppositions. So there will be a series of power struggle moments, people not using their power the right way, some other road bumps in the way. But in general, there are many, many, many more things to smile about, I think, than nuisance aspects that will happen. The next thing that I'm celebrating is that it's not eclipse season yet, and therefore we don't have to deal with that. So July is the last month that we're not in eclipse season, because once August starts, we'll be 4 to 6 weeks out from the first eclipse, which is in September, and things will start to get crazy again. So if you think back to the spring or fall for you all down under, Aries Libra eclipse cycle, woo, crazy time. That's going to come back, but July we just have just like a little rest spot, and that is good to know. It's great for integration. It's great for vacation, staycation. I'll get into more details about that. But, just in general, it's much more chill than it will become. Also, this is a hybrid month in more ways than one. We've got half the month that is fully go, go, go. Tides are going out. No personal planet retrogrades. Make your big decisions. Make your big purchases. Make your big plans. Get your things launched that you want to have longevity or a very, solid forward movement for the life of the project. Basically anything that you want to go as far and wide for as long as possible. You want to do those things before the middle of the month, because once it's around the 17th, the tides turn and they turn inward. So using my beach analogy, the first half of the month is when you throw your messages in a bottle and get your boats out, because the tides will help to take them out. The second half of the month, anything you throw out is just going to wave right back into you. So it's not a time to try to throw things far and wide, because the energies are coming towards you. So it's a time to just see what happens, see what rolls onto the shore for you to deal with. From the spider analogy perspective, first half of July is go out and weave your webs everywhere, and the second half is hang out in a web and let things come to you. So it's not a time to force things. The first half of the month doesn't have to be a time to force things per se, but you might have to get more assertive with getting stuff done so that it has, a better foundation. Kind of like when you water a plant. If you don't water it in those first few days or first few weeks, it sometimes never recovers from that. So this is the same thing. So any projects that you want to have that good foundation, you want to do those in the earlier part. Okay, so now let's talk about some of the general aspects going on. We have a lot of Cancer energy in general. This is good for Virgo because water and earth go together very well. It will make it a very emotional month. It will make it a very family-oriented month, also having to do with housing and houses and real estate, whether you're trying to sell real estate or make a purchase, or whether you're trying to spruce up your house. This is a fantastic time for all of it. It may be a time that you need more sacred, quiet space, even though the planets, even though the energies are going out, because this Cancer energy just rules your inner world. It makes it, more of an energy for some people close to you, to kind of like get more intimate, be more soulfully connected. And, really just be present with people. Now, all of that is happening in your 11th house of networking. So, you may find yourself at some big groups. You may find yourself at some big events or things like that. But you probably will want to be balancing that out with some quiet space to to get everyone else's energy out of your field, basically. That being said, we do have several sweet aspects involving Venus, and that's on the 2nd, the 8th, and the 11th. Then we actually have more than that, but those are the ones that I'm focusing on for this report. So that basically means that Venus, the ruler of love and beauty and money and, sustenance and confidence, we've got sweet bursts. These are also in water and earth energies. So this is, again, in complementary for you. So you may notice that all of those things receive little boosts here and there. And let's see, you may find that you're more persuasive at this time if you have to plead a case to somebody or to, try to promote something. Also, if you have to do something important, those dates are very good. The 2nd, 8th, and the 11th have really beautiful aspects, and they are all before the energies start to turn. All right, the next thing is that, let's talk about the new moon and the full moon. So July 5th, we've got a 14-degree Cancer new moon, and that is adding to all of that energy in networking. So basically, if a lot of your opportunities are going to come with your home and family and are going to come with networking with other people. So you could be missing out on something. I mean, I don't want to foster the fear of missing out complex, but this month is definitely a month, if someone invites you somewhere, unless you're intuitively really against it, you may have to come out of your shell a little bit to get some gold, and you may go through this whole thing and meet all these people. And then right at the end, you meet this one person and it's like, oh, that's why I'm here. It's for that. And then it could change a bunch of stuff for you. It can really, expedite something that you're working on, give you support, or you may show up for somebody and then you feel fulfilled because oh, okay, well, you did what you were supposed to do. Okay, so networking. This also may have to do with technology or internet-based projects because the 11th house also rules that. Now, the full moon is actually a blue moon. There are 3 different definitions of what a blue moon is, and one of them is when there are 2 full moons in a sign in a row. So in June, we have a 1-degree Capricorn full moon. And then in July, on the 21st, we have a 29-degree Capricorn full moon. So that is going to bring fullness, completion, fruition, possibly drama to work and to career and to employment and to some parental figure. This is going to happen for Virgo in the 5th house of romance and true love and children and creative projects. So the fullness, completion, fruition could be some kind of boom there. It could be a major meeting that you have with somebody, like you meet a new person, or if the retrograde energies bring something, someone back from the past, there could be some kind of either amazing experience or some kind of blowout. So I'd say leave a little room around the 21st, just to kind of leave space for whatever may happen there. But you can actively use this by making wishes for your employment, for your job, for your place out in the world, even if you're not making money that way, for healing with something with a parent or you as a parent. This can also, also you can make wishes along the lines of your creative projects, and also love, romance, dating. If you notice you have patterns that you're trying to heal, if there's something going on with one of your kids, all of this energy can be, the wishing energy can be pushed there, because even at full moons, you can make wishes. I like to call them reveal and release, because it's like you wish for something to be revealed and released, and then the elucidation of the moon can bring that up and out for you. Also happening around the 21st is a beautiful aspect with Venus and Jupiter. So this is a really, really great time to do something important. Even though the energies are starting to turn inward, there are many, many, many important steps that we can take, like something that's cyclical, like if you run promotions, running a promotion around then could be really great, because it's not a super long-term thing, it's meant to be short-term. If you're doing something in a short-term way, that is okay if the outcome of it only lasts for a short amount of time. Those are the kind of things that you can really take advantage of, something like this full moon, when we've got the retrograde energy starting to go on. Also, you may have an opportunity with someone that comes back from the past. Okay, so now that I've covered the ground of all of what I wanted to, now we can bust into some higher levels of this energy of ordinary versus extraordinary. The power to see the extraordinary in the ordinary is an actual gift, and Virgos may really have that gift because, there's an adherence to a rhythm that Earth energies tend to have, that sometimes you can really hone in and see the extraordinary, in a drop of water, which it is there. But at the same time, spreading out like beyond the mundane experience, you've got 3 different placements that are working together at once in a very long-term way, from a year to 1,000 years. Okay, so this 1,000-year transit is something that's really important, and this has to do with Sedna. Now, before we get to Sedna, I want to also talk about, and I will show you the visuals of this at the end. So if you're interested in seeing it, I'll let you know when I'm going to do that. So if you don't want to see the visuals, you can sign off. And if you do want to see the visuals, then you'll know that they'll be there. So the things I'm describing now, if you need to kind of see that visually, I will show you that later. But so Jupiter is newly in your 10th house. That's going to make it from May 2024 through June 2025 an expansion frenzy in your place out in the world. Place out in the world can be different for different people. If you're retired, you don't need to make money. That can be passion projects. That can be how you show up for your community. That can be, a book project, whatever it is. If you're employed or you're in the employed phase of your life, this can be new business, promotions, lateral changes that are helpful, moving for work. That can be adding a side gig, that could be adding a second job. This expansion can take place in a lot of different ways, but it will happen, and it could come with more freedom. So Jupiter, tends to bring freedom. So it could mean that you work less and you make more. It could be that you're able to drop one of your jobs and now you're more free. So there's something going on for the next year that wants to make you more free and wants to help you to be free. Now, we also have the planet Uranus lurking around the late degrees of Taurus. And this is starting to activate your 10th house, which brings in lightning strike ideas. It's a ruler of Uranus. Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius. And it's like the unknown and the unusual and the extraordinary and, anything but mundane, and surprises, and could be upsets or jostling or volatility. But it's like this energy of eccentricity and genius and, just opportunities that come out of the blue to shake things up. So you've got expansion going on from Jupiter. You've got shaking up and genius coming on from Uranus. And then we've got the 1,000-year transit. So Sedna was discovered in our solar system. It's currently known to be the most remote object found in our solar system. And now that we've tracked this, we know that when Sedna changes signs, big things happen for humanity. So for instance, at a sign change it basically takes over 11,000 years to orbit. So it's in a sign for almost 1,000 years. So it's going to be in your 10th house for 1,000 years. So that's going to be your whole life, unless you're an elf, which I wouldn't be surprised if you were, because like attracts like, right? But unless you're living to be over 1,000, you're always going to have Sedna in this place for you. So this is so Sedna is moving into Gemini. So it's unusual in a person's lifetime that we have a sign change. So I was going to say that one of the times when Sedna changed signs was when we went from hunter-gatherers to staying in one place and having an agrarian life. Like that kind of change for humanity. So we've got the changes for humanity that are going on have to do with sharing and receiving information, and have to do with digitalizing things, obviously. Like we are now in a new era where we are now digital nomads, or we're communicating digitally, and our physical location does not matter as much. But Sedna has a lot to do with physical location. So the fact that you're going to have Sedna in your 10th house forever means that if you are not expanding to have freedom with your location for your job, then it may be time to do that. And you will have short and long-term opportunities. And when I say short, I mean over a year, because at this point, the shortest aspect that's happening in what the discussion I'm having with you is is Jupiter. So, that's a pretty long time on its own. And then Mars will get there soon. And, so you've got some short-term elements here, but you also have very, very long-term elements. term elements. So, this could be the combination. I mean, any one of these things on their own could turn things in your life from being ordinary to extraordinary. So if extraordinary for you means being able to be where you want to be working and completely transforming your workspace, which allows you to do more things in your life besides just work, then you have all of this energy where you can do that. Now, you might have to take an active role in your destiny to convert, the possibilities into actual manifestations. But this is sitting here waiting for you to, explore. You could take part in the revolution of humanity. You could discover something or be part of whatever's happening now where you make a discovery and you're on the cutting edge, or you can benefit from the work that other people have figured out. But either way, this polarity of home versus work, where you live versus where you work, balance between home and work. You have a chance to have more work-life balance. You have a chance to be more busy at work and at home if you want to be. This is where how you want things is going to make a difference. And you can use that new moon on the 5th to make those wishes about your home and family. You can use the full moon and the 21st to make those reveal and release requests for your work and your career. And then you can get clarity about what you can do with this power. Wow, it's so much power. So, hopefully you'll sit with this and kind of think, maybe you want to take an active role in this. If you don't take an active role in it, the changes may come to you. So it may come through opportunity that you have to say yes to, or with Uranus there, it may come to you like, oh, here, this is what you're working with. So, it'll be interesting to watch and see what goes on for you. But this is definitely a chance to shift your life from ordinary to extraordinary, whatever your definition is of that. All right, so if you're going to be signing off because you don't want to see the visuals, but you do want to know about more dates and aspects and things about this month to look out for, the dates of those Pluto aspects. There are a bunch of things that I didn't go into because obviously I had other things to talk about, and there's always something more to talk about. You can go to anniehelpsyou.com, put your name and email address in there, click the receive button. The welcome message will hopefully go into your inbox. If it doesn't, it's in spam and you can move it into your inbox. Go to the archive link, put July 2024 astrology, and that will take you to my Sweet and Salty report. I do also, you will also get some early release content in my VIP list there. All right, so now if you are signing off, I'll see you next month. If you want to see the visuals, I'm going to pop those in now. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a quick visual of the things that I talked about in case you are someone who appreciates that. All of that Cancer energy, including the new moon, will be here in your 11th house. 11th house transits make a 60-degree angle of opportunity with Virgo placements. Earth and water go together well. This may be the ingredients on a counter type of situation where you have the ingredients to make a pie, but you actually have to do something with it. So the opportunities that come in, you may need to activate with active decision making there. The next thing, actually I didn't talk about this. Here's a little bonus for those of you who stayed on. When these planets move from Cancer, they're going to go in Leo and crowd your 12th house. This happens in the time before your birthday, so you'll start to get really busy in your subconscious mind as the month goes on, and then that will, continue into August. And that will be, it will really match in some ways the retrograde energies because you may be even more internal and more in a quiet space and need more personal time. But then there's something really zesty about the energy, right? Because it's Leo. So, your fires of creation may be, going off really well, or you may be in like quiet space with a few close people to you. The Capricorn full moon is going to be here in your 5th house. Oh, I also didn't mention this, but this is in your same element. So it's making a trine for your placement as well. All of you can get extra goodies from that, but those of you who are at the very end of the sign, so like late September friends, or not late, we'll say 18th, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, Virgo friends, you are more likely to get a kiss from that full moon, but the goodness is there for all of you to have. Now, the 10th house, super busy. Jupiter, we talked about. Uranus is on the cusp there, still affecting, even though it's here in Taurus in the 9th house. And there's Sedna, the behemoth. All of that energy is activating your place out in the world. This is the zenith of the chart. the most out and up place in the chart. So, you know, this is where you shine. This is where you're out there. And you've got Jupiter there for a year. Uranus is going to be influencing for a very long time, but not nearly as long as our elf transit Sedna. So if you want to have more information about the other aspects this month, and we do have quite a few, as always, put your name, email address, and click receive. Go to anniehelpsyou.com to do that. Go to the welcome letter, which will be in your inbox, unless it's in spam or social or, you know, whatever promotional folders. Bring it to your inbox, go to the archive link, and search for July 2024 astrology to find my sweet and salty dates and the other write-ups. You can learn astrology with me if you resonate with how I teach and you want to learn. You can start with the basics, or you can do a deep dive into my astrology certification course. If you want to do astrology and earn money from it, that is my area of expertise. I can train you from ground zero to earning money as an astrologer, or if you already know astrology but you're having trouble formulating what it is that you should be talking about of all of the many things you can talk about, or, you know, pulling your offerings in a professional way, then you will love this. You can see this at anniehelpsyou.com, and then you can scroll down, you'll see this, and go to up level and you'll see info on that. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next month. Bye.